Right, this unit was working great, and then one day it was working fine in the morning, and then in the afternoon got into the car and it wasn't working. What happens is you can switch it on. Okay, that works exactly as I thought as it used to do. And then if you go onto home, you get the normal menu. Now the date and time wasn't right, so you go onto main, setup, and if I go, for example, if I go into date, there's the calendar. If I press another button, you can see it's following my finger, but it's not selecting it. If I go into time, I can swap 12, 24 hours, but I can't alter the time itself. Okay, so if I go on to say radio, now this is strange because sometimes the presets appear as they are at the moment, but sometimes they're showing as 0. I might switch this off, switch it back on, and they may all be 0. But I can press this preset, it selects a preset, you can see it gets coloured, but can you notice the 90.10 keeps also being selected? It doesn't sort of unselect it. If I go here and try and change a frequency, it won't. Now there's no volume at all. I turn the volume and there's no volume bar appearing, nothing happening. Same here, I can go onto the buttons here which were all working and nothing happens. Now if I press the volume up here, I do get the volume bar and I can change it, but there's still no sound coming out. I can put it on mute, knocks it off, should bring it back on, but nothing happens. So the buttons, they know, they can feel that I'm touching them because they respond, but they don't actually do what they're supposed to. Okay, back onto home. I go into the phone setting. It brings up the Bluetooth and it says disconnect, so I'm guessing it's connected to a phone, but nothing works. I can't make or receive calls. I can press the phone button on the steering wheel. When I press it, it brings up the phone section, but again, I can't get it to do anything. Okay, so CD, put the CD in the slot, and then we get this where it's trying to read the CD. This carries on for about 20 seconds. And eventually get this, and nothing happens. There's no sound. Press the buttons, and I can eject it, but other than that, nothing happens. Now the sat nav, that was working until just recently. So quite what's happened there, I don't know. That's a bit of a mystery, that is. But you can see, obviously the display's working, because when I press it, I keep pressing home now, and see it's not going back onto home, whereas what before it was. It's very inconsistent, it is. I keep pressing the back arrow, maybe it'll take me back to the home screen, I don't know. But it is inconsistent. See, if I switch it off now, now it's gone off. I switch it back on. Radio's come back on. Yeah, it's still got the presets. That's funny. It's quite very often when I switch it on, these are all 0. But they don't do anything. We don't get any sound out of it. I don't know what all that means. The sat-nav has been working. It loads up the opening screen, it brings on the map. The only problem with the sat-nav is there's no sound, there's no voice navigation. But I have been able to put in where I'm going to, directions and whatever. Never seen this before. Don't know what that means at all. No idea. You can see nothing's working. You know, I can go on to all these various things here. I don't know what all this is. I've seen that one before. But anyway. Oh, there we are. Satnav's working again now. That's strange. So this loads up, as it normally does. Okay. Everything seems to work okay with it. So, trying to think where my favourites are. Like, so everything seems to be okay, but again, there's no volume, there's no sound coming out. But it works when the car's driving, it follows it fine. So that's that. Back to radio. The radio does nothing now. Oh, that's fine. This will bring us back to sat-nav. Oh yeah, it does bring us back to sat-nav. Sat-nav seems working okay. Other than the sound. And you know, it's the sound which is the problem. It all went strange. And then I've had a number of updates from you. On one of the updates, when I put it on, for about 1 second afterwards, sound came out and the volume knob was working. Then it's all gone dead again. So it's strange. Okay, that's that.